All right, so we are back, and if you guys can't already tell, I'm so excited about this video. It's been so long since I've done any sparring or any kind of actual real-time breakdown footage. I love these. I think you guys know this is kind of where I, no pun intended, because I do have some oil on the forehead right now. This is where I shine, okay? But not in the way that I thought. Today, I am venturing out, but at the same time, staying right at home because Ryan Garcia says he has the next greatest YouTube boxer. He's not what you would typically think of an influencer. So I guess there's only one way to say it, and that is, Doctor, doctor, give me the views. I got a bad case of... Okay, I can't. It's Dr. Mike. I wouldn't recommend this for someone that doesn't know what they're doing, but it says here in this YouTube description that Dr. Mike has 10 years of boxing experience. So we're gonna break it down and see if Dr. Mike's 10 years of experience is going to allow him to be a YouTube boxer. I'm not saying one way or the other. I haven't seen this. I'm just a little suspicious. Can Dr. Mike turn those hands that are used for surgery in the operating room into surgical weapons in the squared circle? Breakdown. Let's go.
I'm gonna be putting
okay, left hooks.
through the wire.
Okay, first off, I wasn't ready for that. 4 seconds into the video, and secondly, I'm a little upset that he almost looks exactly like me. He's got a better beard than me, I'll give him that. But dude, look at the intensity on this face right now. If you're gonna do something like this, even if it's just for a video, you can go for it, man. I love it. Okay, we have a little bit of training here. Dr. Mike, boom. Almost gives himself the Tyson Fury, punch himself in the face on the uppercut there. 10 years in, you shouldn't be throwing uppercuts like that, right? Not, again, no disrespect to the doc here. Right hand's okay, short right gets met with the pad. You know, pad men do that sometimes. Trainers will do that to get that snap. Left hook, not exactly sure what that is. That's more of a left paw, already eyeing the uppercut. No twist in the hips, an arm punch, and he connects.
I've been boxing for 10 years, ever since my mom passed away, and it's been...
Yep, I am a fucking asshole. That sucks, dude. I did not know that was why I started boxing. Fuck!
Let me show you how hard I've been training.
Okay, let's see it. Oh, okay.
Good.
Oh, all right. Okay, hold on. Let me go back. This is what makes me a little skeptical is when there's that many cuts, you know, of him throwing different combinations and they're only 2 punches at a time. I need to slow it down and see what these bad boys look like because there's not one fluid thing here. We're seeing a lot of cuts of different combinations which look like they're picked to be the best shots that he threw. And by the way, guys, your boy learned how to use the arrows. Let's go. Oh, Dr. Mike twerking on him. Oh. So we have a right hand into a, again, there's no hip rotation on this left hook, right? The back foot's moving. You can see that, right? You can see this back foot sliding across, but there's not a lot of hip rotation here, right? It's a lot of clubbing with the arm. Arm punching 101 where he's just clubbing. Boom, boom, right? Versus bob and turning that thing over. It's not the same. The elbow's in a good position. It's just he's throwing it with only his arms and those big muscles that he has up top. You see that a lot from, again, inexperienced guys. And not to say Dr. Mike should be a pro. He's not a pro. He's a doctor. I know he's not trying to throw with, you know, punching through that pad, but he's not even punching the pad. He stops and the pad comes to him. I talk to you guys all the time about punching through pads to be able to really extend on those shots because this does him nothing. He stops like he's about to knock on the door of that waiting room they keep you in doctor's offices for way too long just to tell you while you're sitting on one of their beds that looks like the back row of a car that has leather seating that you still got surgery tomorrow. That just does nothing for him. And then after that, he has the short hook. I gotta say, his hooks don't look terrible, but look at his hips, guys. That's what I want you to watch. Don't get mesmerized by the cake. I'm just saying, on this hook, he should close off this hip, meaning this knee, it doesn't have to kind of flip over by turning the foot, but that hip should close as he comes backward, right? And then off of that close, you're springing like you're gonna springboard forward for that right hand. Instead, it almost looks like he's working against his own body, trying to throw. Like this is the only thing moving. Everything else is still back here. The hips, as Shakira said, don't fucking lie.
What's the expectation?
I think you're gonna get a B+.
Okay, so you expect that I can do something.
I hate that his hair looks just like mine. If I shaved the sides of my head right now, that would look exactly the same.
I heard all YouTubers are boxing now, so...
I mean, you have to get in it.
Yeah.
You probably take on Logan Paul soon.
I know Ryan's joking. I know this. Like I know he's not serious because 2 months ago, he said that Logan Paul was going to knock out Floyd Mayweather on Logan's channel. I know he's doing this for content, but let me just make something clear. Dr. Mike, please do yourself and the rest of us that like watching your reactions on YouTube a favor and do not get in there with Logan, because as much as he might not be the best boxer in the world, he is better than you.
Key to boxing is the jab.
You're basically setting up your opponent for that right knee. Let it go.
Oh, shoot. You got pretty good.
Not bad.
Okay, Dr. Mike.
There it is.
That's not a bad hook. That's better than any hook he threw a second ago. And look, you can see Ryan's trying to say, rotate that shoulder over. It's a shoulder movement over with the hip. I'm just watching his front hip here, guys. That's where I'm watching. This right here. This. I mean, he's loaded on it, right? So everybody and their mother knows that hook's coming, but that's not the point. The point is just to get him to activate this, which he does. Look at that. That's more activation in the hip, knee turned over. And again, we saw he has good angle with his shots. That's a good hook.
3, 2, 1, go!
Yeah, so it's not, okay, damn.
Nice. Keep that going. Keep that going. Stay consistent.
He's actually moving here. That's what you want to see.
Go as fast as you can. Bring it up. There it is.
Yo, he was moving right there. That's pretty good. For, again, a guy that's not a professional boxer, that's pretty good. And he was doing a good job of staying close to the bag. Look how short the shots are, right? He's barely moving away from the bag, whereas Jake was like trying to way back here, throw. I wouldn't be surprised if he beat Jake.
102! 102!
Let's go.
102.
Just so you know, Ryan's got 106.
Damn.
Jake Paul, 92.
I fucking told you. Give me that. Okay, this will be a pretty decent test here. Like, the Cobra bag is not easy to hit, man.
Oh.
Yo, I got you, son. Let's go.
What? Just headbutted it?
There it is. Let's see how good
Not bad.
this timing is. Try a left hook there one time. Ooh.
Hey, not bad.
See some head movement. Yep.
Little head movement inside.
There you go.
Again, I might be discounting Dr. Mike here a bit because he does have that 10 years that he's talking about of experience. Good balance on the shots. The jab's pumping out nice, you know what I'm saying? There's good timing on his jab, right? Boom. Boom. When he comes to throw this one, though, he's pulling that bag in. He's catching that on the hand of the glove versus actually sticking it. It's not the worst thing in the world, though. I like his timing on the bag. Not bad. I want to see that double jab. Boom, boom. Yes. Boom, boom, boom. Yes.
I'm not going to lie. Dr. Mike was probably the best one I've seen hit the Cobra bag for the first time ever.
Yeah. I agree. That's pretty decent, man. One thing you see with Dr. Mike as he's throwing, and you saw this on the Cobra bag too, this is a mark of a guy that doesn't spar a lot, right? That doesn't really have to protect himself a lot. He's not used to holding his hands high. I think he really wants to imitate like what he thinks a guard should look like, a Pkwy Mike Tyson stance maybe, but instead those hands should be here. It's like he's holding them there because it's what he thinks he's supposed to do versus what he knows how to do. This is stuff that I think he can improve on, no doubt about it, but it would have to be, you know, him actually taking the time to do it because that is not going to cut it. Although he does keep his hand a little higher here, I do love the balance and his stance as he steps in. He doesn't overbear on his lead leg. He doesn't overcommit with his jab. Look at that. In sequence. Boom, we pop out the jab. Back leg replaces. Boom, we go out with the jab again. Back leg replaces. That's good work, man. And this is where Dr. Mike gets a tad bit off balance off the right hand because he's looking already for that hook, right? He's not paying attention to the right hand. He's looking for where this pad is so he can slam that left hook in. But again, where'd that hip activation go that we had earlier? Remember that on the bag? Where'd that go? Nowhere to be found. Just popping jabs. This is brutal, man. In real time, this drill lasted, oh, there you go, a brutal 5 minutes nonstop. That is tough. I've said this before, but if you guys don't believe that that's tough to do, just pause the video, stand up for 30 seconds, and punch. That's it. Doesn't have to be good form. Just throw your hands as fast as you possibly can for 30 seconds.
30 seconds light.
All right, so now that you're done, just, right, let's get that heart rate down. Do you believe me now? Even here, though, man, like, he's got good rhythm. He does, in little short spurts like this, know how to roll his shoulders over. It just doesn't come out when he is throwing in combination. This is what we say about Logan, too. He could have so much more if he built up the mechanics correctly. And if he does actually decide to do it and the mechanics are there, maybe he could be a little dangerous in this game. Oh, no, not the body shot challenge. Yeah, Ryan loves his left hook. A lot of his knockouts come from his left hook. This is how he knocked down and knocked out Luke Campbell, left hook. It's how he's knocked out a bunch of guys with left hook upstairs as well. And he's not throwing it to the stomach. He's throwing it right to the solar plexus, right here. That spot right there is so sensitive. Bang, bang. Notice, it's not down here. It's right in the middle of that gut. Hey, hey. Yeah, It was like at a certain point, it looks like Dr. Mike is getting the Heimlich maneuver put on him. Look at him. Yeah, I'm laughing, but that is fucking rough.
Maybe there's boxing in my future. I don't know. I'm going to leave that up to you.
I'm gonna say here right now, he beats any YouTuber.
What?
Do you think he beats Logan Paul?
Him and Jake on the same night.
All right, Ryan Garcia's trolling. He's trolling. All right, so there's the end of the video. Let's talk about this. We have to talk about that last sentence. He beats any YouTuber. Realistically, you think about it. Okay, you exclude Logan and Jake because I think they beat Dr. Mike pretty handily. Although he does show promise. It's not the same to be training for 10 years like he says he did, and to be training full-time as a boxer for the last 3 or 4 like Logan and Jake have. Sparring 3-4 times a week. Actually taking fights, doing so consistently in Jake's case, and you know Logan's been in camp for a while for the Mayweather thing. I would say KSI is out of that equation as well because again, KSI has real legitimate experience in their fighting multiple times now as well. My assessment of Dr. Mike, I would say I agree with Ryan Garcia, B-. If we're looking at just YouTube boxing, Jake, Logan, Faye Sensei, KSI, those guys being in the A+ to A- range, yeah, B- is pretty accurate because he's not going to beat those guys, but he would eat the TikTokers or the other YouTubers that are malnourished for fucking breakfast. I mean, honestly, as a doctor, he could probably prescribe them things to help, like a sandwich. In all seriousness, Dr. Mike has decent fundamentals in short spurts. You see it when he is in that jab right hand range or even just singular left hooks. The fundamentals are there, right? The mechanics are sound. He steps with his shots. He's able to twist that front hip over, but it's when you make him throw in combination as he's moving that the mechanics fully break down and we get back into arm punching and swinging here. Stuff he needs to work on. Do we have the newest YouTube boxer on our hands? And if so, guys, I'll leave the questions up to you. Will Dr. Mike decide to take off that stethoscope and get himself between the ropes? I don't have the answers, and I can't believe I'm saying this, but guess we'll find out.